Hey Sagittarius, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, June 18th to Sunday, June 24th, 2018. Now what we've got going on this week on Tuesday is Neptune in Pisces going retrograde right here. And that for you Sagittarius is going to be in your 4th house of home and family, also of your emotions and kind of like your foundation in life. I think what's been going on the past few months with Neptune here is perhaps you've been trying to figure out what foundation you need to build your life on in a way that really resonates with your heart, makes you feel better on the inside, brings you more peace into your life. Maybe it's been a little bit hard there with Neptune. Maybe there's been some confusion about what it is that you need to feel comfortable in a very emotional way. To feel more stable, but I think with Neptune stationing, going retrograde this week, it's really helping you to break through some of the confusion, to get more clarity about what you need to have the home life that you want, to have the family that you want, to build your life on a much better footing that you feel like is going to be more important or resonate more with you, okay? So I think that's what's happening on Tuesday. As that's going on, also on Tuesday and a little bit on Wednesday, Venus is coming conjunct the North Node in Leo, which for you Sagittarius is in your 9th house of something new and different that you have not done before. So I think as you're getting a little bit more insight here on what you need to build your life on a better foundation that resonates more with you, especially with home and family, perhaps there's something new also that you're doing, traveling, moving home perhaps here, studying, learning something that you have not learned before. I think that's coming more and more into focus. And maybe that's what you're doing, is you're trying to get your home more in order, get the foundation of your life figured out in a better way with Neptune going retrograde, so that you can start to step into something else that's newer, that's more exciting, that with Venus there can help you meet the people that are more meant for you, work with people in better ways, make more money, be more confident, cultivate more of your talents. Okay, so I think that's kind of what's going on this week. A few things I do think are going to be very positive to help you get some answers, some clarity on some things, so that you can bring more of the excitement back to your life, doing things maybe hopefully that you feel like are going to be better for you. All right, now as that's going on Wednesday, we also do have Mercury here in Cancer, which for you is going to be your 8th house of changes, of endings and beginnings, also of big financial investments, too. What else falls into the 8th house? And sometimes of like deep and intimate relationships with a business partner or maybe even a marriage partner. And I think what's happening is that you're realizing perhaps what you need to bring more excitement into your life, to do something new so that you can build your life on a better foundation. And perhaps you're realizing, in order for me to do that, I have to make some changes in my life. I have to begin some things. I have to spend some money. I have to rearrange some of my really deep, important relationships. Maybe that could be a little bit unsettling. I do think, however, even if these changes are a little bit unsettling, that this week you may be a little bit more equipped to handle them and may feel a little bit better about them. That's because on Wednesday, as Mercury is in Cancer, it is going to make a trine to Jupiter and Scorpio, which is in your 12th house of your insides and your spirituality. Okay, so even if these changes, since the 8th house sometimes is a little bit hard to deal with, even if these changes are not quite what you want or taking a lot of work to do something new, to put your life on a better foundation, I think maybe there's some deep sense of inner knowing that may come in this week, may help you to move forward, to sense that this change that you need to make is the right change. And that as you make this change will help you to overcome the past, to move into new chapters, to see yourself differently, to become a new person. And I think you're starting to get that understanding this week, that as you move forward trying to do something new, that the changes that you're making are going to be positive for you, to help you move forward in a better way. Okay, a day after Mercury makes this trine to Jupiter on Thursday, it's then going to make a trine over to Neptune in Pisces, which I just talked about, since Neptune is going retrograde, which is also making a trine to Jupiter, bringing this a really pretty grand water trine. I really do think helping you to make some changes in your life, especially in your home, in your family, and where you live, and the foundation your life is built on, to put your life more at peace so that you can do something new. maybe a little hard again to make the changes. Changes are just taking forever, just weighing a lot on you. But I think this week you start to understand why you need to make the changes, what they're all for. You start to feel better about them, and to hopefully see a little bit more glimmer of hope about something new that you're doing to get more excited about what is to come. All right. So that's going on there. While that's happening on Thursday and Friday, I'm just going throughout the week. We then have Mars here in Aquarius on the South Node in an opposition with Venus. And Mars here is going to be in your 3rd house of talk and communication. So as you're changing your life to do something new, to build your life on a new foundation, perhaps you feel like maybe in your mind it's hard for you to think about the things that you need in the right way. It's hard for you to communicate about what's going on. Maybe your community, your immediate environment, things are a little bit in disarray with your community, with your neighbors, with things around town. And I think needing to let those things be in disarray, needing to worry if your mind doesn't have it all worked out yet, needing to be okay if it's hard for you to communicate about, not to stop trying to communicate, but to just give yourself some slack if you feel like there are some things around the mind, the communication, that aren't as clear as you want them to be as you get some of these other insights. All right, I really do think you need to let yourself do something new, or to at least change your life to find more of the excitement in your life that I think will be better for you. Just be patient if you feel like there are still some details and things, especially in your immediate environment, that still need to come together. And that's going to happen on Thursday and Friday. Then as we get towards the end of the week, the sun is going to enter Cancer towards the weekend in your 8th house and make a sextile over to Uranus. And Uranus is going to be in Taurus in your 6th house of your job and of your daily routines. So I think perhaps some changes that you're making in order to do something new, to build your life on a new foundation in some way, I think you're also having to make some changes here to your job, to your daily routines, to what your life looks like in an external way, in a physical way, making some changes to your health, to your physical experience, so that you really can let yourself do some other things that are better for you. I do think that changing your daily routines, changing your job will be positive, even again, if it just is taking some work to bring it all together. All right, to me, the challenging part of the week is not all of this. I actually like a lot like this week that's going on. To me, the challenging part does come in a little bit this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. All right, and that's because on Saturday, after the sun makes a sextile to Uranus, it will make a square over here to Chiron in Aries in your 5th house of happiness. Also your 5th house of love, romance, and what else? Children, and of your entrepreneurial business. So maybe as you're making some changes in your life, in your daily routines, to do something new, maybe it's hard for you to be happy in this process. Not only is your mind a little fuzzy, you know, trying to figure some things out, but maybe you're not sure, am I really gonna like this thing? How can I be happy as I'm doing this when everything's changing? There's so much upheaval. And I think really just needing to let yourself move into new chapters, do things you haven't done before, so that you can build your life on a foundation better than what it's been built on previously, feeling more stable and secure, even if you have to upset things in order to get more of that security later on. Okay. So I do see that happening. And then the last thing I want to talk about is going to happen on Saturday, and Mercury in your 8th house is going to oppose Pluto in your 2nd house of money, also of your gifts and skills and talents and of your confidence. So again here, you're changing your life, all right, to do something new that hopefully will be more better for you. And as you're making these changes with Pluto in your 2nd, you may have to spend some money to make these changes. That could be a little bit difficult, or rearrange your finances a little bit differently. And you may also have to cultivate different talents of yours as you step into a newer, different life, doing something else. You may have to use different skills, make money in different ways, doing different things too, that I think also are going to be important. I think you may have been thinking a lot about your finances, how you can use your finances as you do something else about your talents last week as Mercury was in an opposition with Saturn. But I think now that Mercury's coming into an opposition with Pluto this week, there's still more to the story. You need to work out more negotiations about money, how you use your money, how you make money, about your talents that have yet to come into the picture, that I think you're still trying to mull over. All right, I think you may get more ideas towards the end of this week on what you need and how you need to use your money, and what gifts and talents you're really good at that can really help you. but I think you may still need over the next few weeks to slowly get more information and put more of those insights into action, especially because we're going to have a solar eclipse in Cancer, and a few weeks happen in the same spot that Mercury is going to be in this opposition with Pluto on Saturday. So I think you're starting to get insights about your talents and your money, but I think it's going to be a process of working that out over the next few weeks. All right. Yeah. So that's what I see going on there, and we're really just trying to figure out how to create more of a life that it is that you really want, even if you have to rearrange some things in the meantime. Okay, that's what I've got for you, Sagittarius. Your card is the 7. It's the 7 of Cups reversed. Now when this card is upright, typically it does indicate there are lots of choices in life, lots of things that you need to do, confusion about choices, about what's been going on, maybe not sure what things in life are good for you or right for you. When this card is reversed, to me it says, okay, time to break through the confusion, time to narrow down your options, narrow down your choices, pick a few things. You know, I definitely do see with their 8th house indicated, Sagittarius, things like upheaval a little bit, things being up in the air. Maybe that's part of what this opposition to Pluto in your 2nd house is about. Well, time to narrow things down, or to at least to get a vision, and especially with Neptune going retrograde, at least to get a vision of what are the 1 or 2 things that you need in your life at this time, that A, that you're good at, and B, that really resonate with you inside, that you can move forward on and cultivate more and more of. A lot of times with this card, we get distracted by shiny things. Well, who cares if I'm good at that? I like this. This is super exciting. You know, this will make me happy. And I think you should try to be happy, although Chiron in your 5th may make that a little bit hard. And I think this card is saying you have to think more realistic now. And you have to narrow down your options in a more realistic way so that you can focus on the things that really are meant for you and get rid of all the other shiny things that just look nice but really aren't meant for you, really can't use what it is you're uniquely gifted at. Excuse me, Sagittarius. And I think if you can focus on that, on the few things that you're good at and that you can actually make work in reality, I think you're going to have a lot of success. And I think this week may be a lot easier for you if you can move in that direction. All right. So that's what I've got for you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share with your friends, and I will talk to you later.